Now I
I
see
have
why
come
Carlton
back
voted
to
for
seek
himself.
my revenge.
Racist. Jesus.
I would just like to say, wait, no, never mind. I'll say later.
My arms are getting tired.
We're waiting for a few people to come back from breaks of some capacity.
Does my shield count as a save?
Higher miss percentage.
Oh no, I am losing my connection with your world. No, no!
Esports.
It's the ghost of StarCraft past.
I think we're waiting on one more person, so yeah.
Also, all them big esports dollars.
$1 bill.
All right. I think we have all of our actions in, so all of us wake up. So last night, our dear friend Leonidas said he was going to fight in the shade.
No.
But in the shade were lots of bombs and other traps, and he stepped on all of them, so he's dead.
Is that it?
That
Every
confirms.
single one of them.
Yeah, he's dead. No one's and
Nico,
no one else.
I mean-
No one else fought in the shade.
That's obvious. Like if
You
there,
are
if
with me
there,
now, unctuous. To my world.
if there were still 2 kill power, they would have double stacked him.
Wait,
If there
so
weren't, they just killed
first
him.
thing I want to say is, Rybo, why the fuck didn't you vote?
He did. He
I
lagged.
did vote.
I saw it.
Oh, okay,
He
my
lagged.
bad.
I didn't see him vote either.
Immediately, bro.
I didn't see him vote.
Well, that's
but-
weird because I mean, this has happened like 3 or 4 times in the past couple games,
Yeah, no,
and I
you-
literally
you-
like.
Did anybody
definitely
other than
lagged.
Ryan see it?
I didn't see his vote. I had him written down as not voting, but
Oh
So
my
it's-
god! I 100% voted. I don't
I'm
lie
not-
about stuff like
whatever.
that.
I believe him.
I'm
I
just
believe
saying,
him.
like,
Yeah,
that
nobody's
just
gonna
supports
lie
my
about
theory
their
that
votes.
you're
Lying
Mafia,
about
to be honest.
No one's
gonna
lying
lie
about
about the
voting
fucking
is
votes.
stupid.
Come on, that's not cool.
that
Okay,
would be
guys,
super suspicious.
let's make this like not a like unreasonably quick day, but we have 2, for all intents and purposes, confirmed town alive.
Do we have 2
So-
lynches today?
Oh, we left
No, just one. You're at 15.
I think what we should start off with is Mango and Ellen. How do you
Wait,
want
you
the
said
day to
50?
proceed?
I think we have 16.
We have
So I'll go first.
Wait. First, before, do you want us to
Oh.
talk so you guys can get reads, or do you guys want to like lead the way?
Wait, did you say Mango is confirmed town? Am I missing something?
Yes, Unctuous said
Yes,
he
you
was town.
fucking are.
Oh, God. Sorry.
Yes.
Cameron, you understand that Unctuous came out as hypnotized cop and then he died tonight?
Yes. He said that at the very, very beginning of that really clusterfuck.
Then why
day
is
one.
Mango not town?
Wait,
And
just
he
No, I'm
cleared
not-
me
I'm
as
not-
town.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that he's not town.
Is this?
All I'm saying is that I forgot that Unctuous said Mango was town at the very beginning of that day. That's all.
Is this the one move that Cameron makes
Okay, so
every week?
yeah,
No,
this
that's
is
not
it. This is
Sometimes
it.
people
But
forget that
he
stuff.
fucks up badly.
It happened right away in the first 5 minutes of the game. That was an hour and a half long now. So
Yeah,
I do
but
not
we-
begrudge
but-
Cameron
but-
for
but-
forgetting
but-
that.
but
it was a focal
you have to
point
look
of all
at
the
the whole
discussion.
I am
today.
not
He's the
putting
filter of
too much
having
faith in
happened.
anything that Cameron says that he's a
I
little
would not
sus like
begrudge
that.
Cameron that mistake.
So
let's
I
get
think
the
Cameron's
confirmed
town.
towns.
I think that Cameron's trying to play as town, and I'm gonna let him slide.
Like,
So
Alright,
My
so
only
here are my
complaint is
reads.
Okay, go.
So I
Okay,
have a
wait,
pretty-
but Mango, before
Yeah.
you do your reads, how do you want the day to go? Do you
He's
want
asking,
it to
do you
be
want us
like
to-
So I'm gonna get my reads, right? And then you guys can talk for like 15 minutes or 10, 15 minutes, and then probably me or Alan will lead the vote based on whatever. I mean, that's how I want to do it. It's up to you guys, though.
Is Alan not back?
Sounds good.
No, Alan's not.
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, he's here.
Somebody's talking to me.
So my town circle right now is obviously Alan, Drazik, Eric, Storzer, Kiwi, Trump, and everyone, and Kayla. Sorry, and everyone else I'm not really sure on.
I have this.
So that leaves Neil, Ryuzilla, Phil, MLG Rob, Rybo.
I hate to make you repeat, but my headset cut out. Could you just say what category the first one was?
Town.
That's my town circle.
That's your town circle? Okay.
Yeah.
So I have the exact same thing. I have Storzerg as town, and I have Trump on the fence. So it's almost the same. But I have Kiwi, Mango, Alan.
So Trump, like I'm always wary about, but so far I've agreed with all of his reads, and
So,
I'm pretty much voted.
I think the best kill, and you guys can confirm this or not, is probably either Rybo or Rob.
I think the best kill is Rybo.
Okay, why do you guys keep going at me like this? I mean, if I have slipped up by saying anything, I need to know what it is so I can not do this in the future, because you guys are trying to kill a town. You guys have been on me the entire day one and now the beginning of day two, and I don't want to slip up anymore, and I want to play a good town. So please, by all means, tell me what I've done to make you draw suspicion to me in order to kill me.
You keep being like,
some sort of.
I try to point out.
No,
I
dude,
try
I
to
did
point
this.
out.
I did this. I'm town. I did this, and I think this.
No, I haven't done that. I
No,
try to actually point out things. Whether you agree with them or not is your own opinion.
No, it's not that, but like
Just watch the VOD
The way
if
I
you
see
want
the way Rybo's
advice.
been handled is
Watch the
that
what?
he made some
The
one
VOD.
point about a very meta situation, and then everyone started slamming him, and then he got hyper defensive trying to defend that point, and then
Yeah, because I thought I was gonna die.
justify like regardless of like because if people are feeling that it's either me or Rybo, I feel like Rybo is in this position where he made a point and people disagreed with it, and then they started like it was like one person at a time kept like going around and voicing their opinion about the game in general, and would always ping Rybo as, oh, I don't like him, and Rybo got defensive because of that. So if you want to talk about like cause and effect, there was some sort of Skype meta discussion that got you on the wrong path.
Yeah, apparently.
It seemed kind of like weird that everyone was against you. And
Why-
that's why if there was going to
And
be,
why,
I wasn't going to
Eric?
you at this point.
Why do you want to kill me so bad when you actually agreed with what I said, and now you're still?
Agreed until I found out that he actually knew who the mod was.
Well, how am I supposed to know?
Right, but I'm not saying that's not the reason why I think you're Mafia.
Okay.
I have other reasons,
So-
but
I would
Can we
love
hear
to hear
those?
your reasons of why you're accusing me as
what you were
Mafia,
saying,
so
I
I can
have
clear
no
them up for
problem
you,
with
my
that.
friend.
I was actually on the same page as you, like saying how he should have known, and it seemed kind of bullshitty for him to do that. My problem was how you're reacting to stuff, because every time you've been Mafia, you had like this snap response of no. See, I was doing that for this, and that's why. Like, I remember, like, there's been times where like you would flip because you thought that it was weird that I was still alive, and you only did that when you were Mafia. Like, you have this kind of like really intense reaction to things. When
Rybo
you're
rage.
hiding something.
The Rybo
That's
rage.
why I have the rage at the end of my thing, because I'm always intense. I love this game and I play with a
Well,
lot of passion. So
It's just like with this
that's
last
just
vote
the way
thing,
I
like,
am.
you had to like make sure you're like, no guys, I did this, it happened. Like it's kind of like we didn't really care. But you're like, no, make sure it happened. You did it. I don't
Okay,
know.
Ben,
I'd like to
you're
hear
like in a
Eric's
pop. If you
feelings
don't
about Rybo.
Jurassic and Kiwi. Jurassic and Kiwi.
yeah, I want to hear him too, Eric. So fire him away. I mean,
Ben,
if
go.
you want to kill me, I
So-
want to hear why you want to kill me.
Okay, Ben, go. Ben,
I've been trying to
talk.
hear.
Ben, talk.
I've been trying to hear anything from Robbie for a day and a half now. I had my hand up for a long time yesterday.
okay, go ahead.
Wanted to get Robbie to talk.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I wanted to talk
Ju-
about.
just-
Oh yeah, keep going. Go ahead. It's fine. It doesn't.
Okay, just as a quick aside, I have nothing. My point has nothing to do with you or Weibo, but if we can come back to it later.
Okay, I also think that Rybo's scummy, but we'll get into that more later after we hear from Robbie.
I mean, actually, I wanted to bring up the fact me and Kayla didn't vote on the last Carlton vote, and actually, that just gives me an indication, at least for me personally, of how scummy I thought Rybo was. I just thought I think he's being hyper defensive. I think he's been super scummy.
I didn't vote for Carlton either. What do you think about that?
I think your
I thought
town.
you did.
Yeah, I
I
actually
think
thought
your
you
town, too.
did. I actually thought you did, but I don't know. I think your town. It doesn't matter really. But just bringing that up because like obviously the last vote was probably the most important. Kiwi, yeah.
Okay, so this is a different track, and I feel like it should have been covered prior to whatever we're going down. I think most of us are on the assumption that Unctious was double stacked. Either that or we've got a retarded medic or the medic's dead. So in that regard, should we be looking at the votes? Who voted for Carlton? Who voted for Elo?
Well, so here's my thought on it. At this point, I think it's most likely that we only got one Mafia off. I think that's like the safest bet.
Yeah, because
I think the Mafia. And I think the Mafia was Carlton over Elohim. So, Elohim.
Maybe. My feel on Carlton was like resign town, just like just kill me now, I guess.
One,
that's a stupid defense.
I would like to discuss with the confirmed town. No offense to you, Dan, but so I know someone. I'm assuming Ryozilla took down the votes.
I did.
I did too.
If we could get the votes, because that's something I don't keep in my head, and that might be useful.
The reason why I don't want to look at the Elohim vote is because it's the first vote of the game. I don't know. I just think it could have gone anyway. So let's assume he was town then, right? And I think Phil was the one that brought this up, right? That if he's town, that most likely most, if not all, the Mafia voted for him. Right?
Yeah, so that's viable information, especially if we can draw a comparison to people that voted for multiple people.
So I'm willing to discuss that. I think that is a likely scenario, but it's not like Kayla said, it's not like absolute, right? It doesn't happen all the time.
But that's Mafia.
But it's not worth talking about it.
But there's 4 different options that could have happened with the vote on Elohim. One is he's town and Mafia are trying to lynch. 2 is he's town and Mafia are trying to appear as town. 3 is he's Mafia and Mafia are trying to bust. And 4 is he's Mafia and Mafia are trying to not kill him. So we have to decide out of those 4 things what we think actually happened, and it's kind of difficult to do.
Well, in my mind,
we can still look at who voted.
We can get like 2, maybe.
We can always draw somewhat connections about people who voted.
In my mind, Carlton was 100% like more Mafia than Elohim was. Like I'm so sure on Carlton right now. So
okay,
Trump, what do you think?
One point that's really important though, just what Ryan said, is that he's talking about it has to be one of these 4. He's assuming that the Mafia is actually one unit, and if like you assume there's like 4 Mafia that were voting on him or 3 Mafia that were voting on him, they're each going to play a different strategy most likely, and they usually they don't know how the other ones are going to play until the vote actually happens. So to assume that it's one of those 4, it's safe to say that at least one Mafia
my point was that figuring out what happened is complicated, and you're only furthering my point by making it's even more complicated than how I said it.
You're saying it's one of these 4 ways that the outcome happened, and we need to think about it that way. Right?
My point is that it's complicated when you're trying to figure out what happened in a vote, and you're just furthering my point by saying it's even more complicated than how I explained it.
Can I?
Oh, okay, got it.
Can I get who voted for Carlton?
Everybody except for Phil, Ghost, apparently Drazik, and myself. I thought Drazik voted, but I didn't.
I did not vote for him. No.
What I want to know is that I know these were both resounding votes. I would like to know the people who voted for both. I'm not saying that.
Right now.
I'm not saying that they're Mafia, but like that voting history is just a useful thing, like in the back of your mind.
That's like 10 people.
Phil is the only person who did not vote on either of them.
False. I didn't vote on either. Oh, sorry, I did Carlton.
Rob, you voted on Carlton.
I just took it back. I forgot Carlton was such a slam dunk vote.
This would be easy if someone who took this down could just say the
I'm
people.
compiling it right now.
Here are your votes for. Here are the people who did not vote on either person, or for one or the other. I did not vote. Phil, Eric, Rybo, Kiwi, Rob, Ryan, Ghostclaw, Drazik, and Kayla did abstained from voting at some point.
That's not good information.
No.
At some point.
Abstained from voting. That's what he was asking, right?
No.
Vote on either of them.
Can I say what I meant? Kayla, you're probably right. I think you're actually doing a great job. What I meant was like people who voted for both.
Yeah, so I just gave you a list of people who did not vote for one or the other. So whoever isn't on that list is on the voted on both of them list.
Who the fuck's not on that list?
Is that
Yeah, who the fuck's not on that list?
Alan voted for both.
I voted for both.
Anxious voted for both. Mango voted for both. Ryzilla voted for both.
I voted for both.
I did not
No,
vote
Ryan
on
didn't
Elohim.
vote for Hime.
Yeah, Ryan didn't vote the first time.
You guys know it suck at this point, apparently.
Okay, I was looking to get information out of this. Now I'm just confused. So move on.
Right, I'm making your
we're
vote
just
here for you.
fucking ourselves over.
So the people who voted on Hime who didn't vote on Hime were Neil, Phil, Eric, Kiwi, Rob, Rybo, Ryan, and Elo himself. And then the people who did not vote on Carlton were Phil, Ghost, Ben, and myself. So Mango, Unctuous, Alan,
Storzerg and Cameron.
yeah.
I put something in Zoom that may help all of you with the pronunciation.
Look, it's his fault for spelling his name wrong, okay?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help
Hello,
you.
Dime.
How is this conversation helping anyone though?
Hines, how you say his name?
That voted for both, and all of them, well, except for Cameron, are on my town list.
Here we go.
Bradley,
Who voted
you
for
say
both
four,
people?
right?
Alan, Cameron, Unctuous, Mango, Storzerg, Trump. They voted for both people. Everyone else abstained for a vote somewhere.
What about
Hey,
Ghost
why do you think
Claw?
I'm scum?
Ghost Claw abstained from the second vote.
Oh.
Well, we
Trump.
can-
Phil, I honestly think you're super off base in reading me just because you've never seen me as town. That's honestly what I think. Because you keep
Alright,
reading me as
so-
Mafia and I'm 100% town.
I mean, you're always fucking Mafia, so.
Guys, Mango, go Mango.
I'm kind of reading Robbie slightly as town right now, but I want Trump's read on Phil right now because I'm kind of suspicious of Phil.
Don't ask Trump. Don't ask the Mafia for the reads.
Okay. I'm going to say that I have a Mafia read on Phil. And by the way, in general, on the vote thing, what I've been doing, which I don't know might help, is I've been taking a screenshot of the vote as it goes down, and then like I have it over to the side. But anyways, I think that Phil is a Mafia. That's partly because of process of elimination.
If you're typing.
And it's also partly because he has a town read on Ryozilla and Rybo and some other people, which I simply don't agree with.
What's the deal with that?
I have a Mafia
What's the
read
deal
on
with what?
Ryzilla.
Did you not just listen to your accuser
Also,
here?
I mean, what was really
What do you want me to explain?
What was really suspicious was that he so strongly believed that Elohim was town.
It's because the lynch didn't make sense. All the wrong people were pushing for it.
I don't know about that.
I
thought all
don't
the right
agree with
people were
that.
voting
Yeah,
for it.
all the people that were pushing for it, I thought were town. So I didn't.
So-
right then, I didn't agree with that.
I mean, even you say now that Elohim was probably town.
Yeah, but that still doesn't matter. Like that, almost
But
further
it does
reinforces
matter.
my. No, it really doesn't, because
Phil, all
as
we
Mafia,
know
you
is
would
that
definitely know
Unctuous
that,
died. Therefore, like,
What's that have to do with this conversation?
well, that one of them had to have been town. And
Yeah,
he's
right.
saying he feels it's more likely that Elohim was town over Carlton.
And what Phil was saying was that
So
he
you're
was saying
So you're
Elohim
saying
was
Phil's
town.
not allowed to have reads because that's what it seems like to me right now from both of you.
No,
No,
so,
what we're saying is that his reads don't make sense to anybody else.
No. Oh,
no,
fuck
like
it. Okay, so I actually think
like
Phil
how
is actually
strongly-
more town, or leaning more
What?
towards town.
I still think it's Phil and Rybo now.
Like, I don't think
I'm
Phil would be going
There's
this
no way
against
I'd
the grain
stick my
right
neck
now.
out for Phil.
I'm still
if I
pretty
was
sure
Mafia right
Storzerg,
now.
Trump are Mafia.
Well,
I agree with. I would agree with.
I
the
want you to
Storzerg
talk
piece.
more about the people pushing. So, like, the deal is, like, people that I thought were pushing Elohim, you know, myself, right? And I know I'm town. I know Mango pushed it. Trump pushed it. Trump is, you know, I guess in the gray area. I think Unctuous was great with the push as well. But, like, I guess the whole, I guess what you're getting at is you really think that myself and Trump were the two big people, I guess, pushing that you think are Mafia then.
I think that makes the most sense. The
Okay.
other alternative is that it's
I'm
like
gonna follow
Neil,
Bob.
MLG, Ryan,
I'll follow
Rybo.
Bob. I'm hoping they can get a second.
I don't think it's gonna get a second. I'd rather follow the Rybo.
I would second that, but I think we should talk more first.
Listen to my reason on Bob. Listen to my reason on Bob. He's been attacking, which is standard Bob play, right? The fact that
Be
it's
quiet, and can I continue talking to Phil? I feel this is more productive.
Why? Because I'm about to make a
Because
read
I
on you
don't
'cause
like
you're
anything
Mafia?
you're saying right now.
No, you don't like what I'm saying, but that doesn't
That's
mean
exactly what I just said.
I don't like that you formaled. I think that's a little weird.
Okay, so Phil, if you're wrong about myself, okay, and Trump, where do you go from there? You
If I'm
could
wrong
even
about
you could
both
say
of them?
Trump is like great for sure, but like whatever. But I know I'm town. Where do you go then from there?
Ghost Claw, Cameron.
Hey, why me?
Like Neil
It's always you.
and Ryan are like the stragglers there.
Ryan?
Neil and MLG Ryan are the stragglers. They're like the
What does that
remainder.
You said he was
It means like they make sense to fit in the group of who
You
I've
said he was
labeled as
town.
Mafia.
You said he was town.
Yeah, but he hasn't done anything this day. So
You said
I'm
I
getting
have a
more
strong
suspicious.
town read on him.
I still think he's town. I would definitely not kill him today, tomorrow, or probably the next day.
So can I point
But
out?
he shows himself over time. Like if he's helpful to the town, you know
Is
it.
there a
If he's
case
not
for
doing
a Phil Ryazil game right now?
We think there's 3.
There's something
I think
I
you
noticed
guys are
that
look-
Cameron just did that I kind of want to point out before it gets missed. So last time I was Mafia with Cameron, and one of the things that I really had to struggle to do as Mafia was distance myself from him, because whenever someone attacked me, Cameron jumped to my defense. A moment ago, Rybo attacked Storzor coming out with a formal, and Cameron did something that I noticed him doing a lot when I was Mafia with him, which is being like, immediately jumping to the defense, being like, whoa, that's kind of a little out there. Not a strong defense, but like a very quick, like, hey,
Defending
this guy's
who?
acting you.
I
He
was
said,
like,
well, I don't really,
hey.
he said, I really don't like that he formal.
No, I had like when people asked me for my reads earlier, I had talked about how I didn't really like the way Rybo was playing, and that just added to what I had said earlier when he formal Storzor, especially
I'm not
because
calling
we
this
were,
conclusive proof, but I'm saying this is something
No,
that
I
I've
know.
seen you do as Mafia when I'm Mafia with you, and it just I want it to be known that like, hey, here's a little marker, here's a little Cameron flag. and then
If
we
your
can
theory
continue
is
back.
correct, you're calling Cameron and Store Mafia.
He's
if
calling
your
Cameron Store.
Okay, well, first off, this is not like a massive theory here. This is like
I understand.
Hey, here's a little
I'm
marker.
hypothetically-
that puts Cameron and Store together.
Okay.
As Mafia. Also, just for round the list out, Ryuzilla is the other person I have in my Mafia area, and aside from the obvious Alan Mango association, I think Kiwi is town. No, Alan Mango town, Kiwi town. There you go. All right. Go back to what you guys were saying before.
We didn't mention Mango because we couldn't find him.
Mango.
Sorry, just had to throw that out there again.
I mean,
He's gone into hiding.
I didn't like.
There's
I didn't
only
like
one
that he.
fruit in the game.
I didn't
Only
like
one.
that he formaled there because I don't like it when people formal in the middle of a discussion. I feel like it's somebody trying to put an end to whatever we're talking about. And we were still talking back and forth. Phil was still like trying to talk. And then Rybo's like, I formal blah.
It was
And,
pretty
like,
obvious.
The conversation, like a lot of these conversations and points, kind of like one person makes a point, a person makes a counterpoint, and then people kind of dance around each other's points for like 10 minutes and nothing.
That's why I was about to
They
give
do?
strong evidence of why I'm gonna put a read on Bob, and then all of a sudden I get told to shut up and we
Throw
can't
your
do
crappy
anything.
read. Let's go. Because since that's the only thing you're gonna actually think about all day. So let's get it out of the way.
So, I mean, there's only 4 people I'd be comfortable voting off this round. It's Neil, Ryan, Phil, and Rybo. Those 4.
I agree.
Not Robbie.
Yeah.
Like I see where you guys are going on this, but I
You wanna
honestly
kill
think
Robin?
you're looking in the wrong places.
I'm not really feeling Phil right now. Rybo's kind of in that odd zone. I still want to hear what Eric has to say about Rybo. Why
who were
do
the
you guys
4
feel
again?
bad about
I
Phil?
missed one. I got Neil, Rybo, Phil, and who was the 4th? Was it
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah.
MLG. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ragnar. Yeah. Drazik. Go.
Cameron? Yeah. The reason that we started seconding formals so that people can't derail the conversation by randomly formaling someone. So if that's what we're doing, why does it matter that he randomly formaled someone? It didn't get seconded.
Well, because it breaks up the discussion, and when somebody just like shouts down everybody and says I'm formaling, then like when somebody's in the middle of talking, it like
You just
no, like
It wasn't right in the
it-
middle of them talking. There was a break there where Bob was like,
it's just not something I like to see. Okay, like I mean, whatever. Like I guess I see why you did it, but I don't like seeing it. I don't like random formals like that. They always feel a little off to me. And that's all I said.
I want to know why you guys are so sure that Store and Trump are town, because to me they haven't done anything.
I want to know why we're still letting
pointed the fingers. That's all they've done.
I want to know why we're still letting Ghost Claw.
I got more costumes. You don't want to lynch me.
Yeah, Ghost Claw, I asked you to talk, and you talked for like 2 seconds.
No, I need Mango to tell me why Storzerg and Trump are town.
Ghost Claw, how about this? Ghost Claw, are Storzerg and Trump town?
Are Storzerg and Trump town?
Yeah,
they've both been playing super differently, but I think both of them are town. Yeah, I think that Storzerg started off being a little more aggressive than normal, which is kind of weird. But then he came back, and today he's regressed back down to his mean normal playing style, like his mean average, not actually mean normal playing style. Trump by himself has played his role to a T as prisoner Trump, and I love him to death, and I think he's down.
All right, so here's why I think Storzerg and Trump are down. So Storzerg, I mean, I don't understand why him being aggro is even something to talk about.
You didn't. Nobody listened to what I had to say, so that's not an argument anymore, unless you want to hear it.
What's your argument about Storzerg?
Because he's trying too hard to be aggro. And if you know how Storzerg plays, if you watch how he aggroes onto people, like willingly, this game he's trying too hard.
Okay, so it's not even the aggro part, right? So the reason why I think Store is town is because when everyone was talking over each other, or when some people were just going off on tangents that had no bearing on the main discussion, his sense of frustration was exactly what I felt, and he just vocalized it, and I sensed a really strong town read from that. So.
Okay.
And Trump, I mean, I've agreed with him on pretty much every single read. I don't know, maybe he's pocketing me a little bit, but that's why I'm kind of like he's at the bottom of my town circle. But even so, I mean, his reasoning so far is sound. I can't really argue with anything he said, while I feel the opposite way about you, Phil. So,
what reasoning has he given? He said, I want to kill Elohim because maybe he's playing a little different. I want to kill Phil because maybe he's playing a little different. I want to kill Carlton because maybe he's playing a little different.
I'll let Trump speak to that, but he did give pretty solid reasoning.
No, you don't need to let him speak because you remember what he said. And the fact is he didn't say anything about his reads. He let other people do the talking for him.
What? Okay, Prisoner Trump has got to step in here. First of all, you are either a town who is really off, or you're Mafia. I'm going to say this much. First, I want to say I think Storzerg is super town, and that's partly because he's been with me on whichever one. I have not pocketed the Mango. I feel like we've come up with our reads independently and the same way, and I feel like Storzerg has come up the same way too. And I think that one of Elohim and Carlton was Mafia. So when I attacked Elohim, I did so very specifically, Phil, and I said actually that Elohim was one of the players I was the most experienced with, and he was basically not paying attention to the game. He was getting some very clear facts like ZNF the mod. He forgot him. On top of Carlton, I pointed out that he was the one who gave the two obvious townies as his townie reads. He didn't give any other reads. And Carlton is generally a strong town, and he didn't play that way that game. And I was actually the one who provided the most reasoning for both of those.
Did you play in our games last week? Were you here last week? You remember when Carlton got Vigied? He acted the exact same way that game in his town. That's why I didn't.
That was different, I would say. That was quite different. That was him.
He made the same excuse. Well, you're not going to reduce kill power. You're just going to the townie.
He soft-claimed a role as a townie last time. He soft-claimed a role as townie.
Yes, that's true.
This is the same old
role. He soft-claims. Almost always.
And let's be honest, Carlton baited out a kill on himself.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not going to kill me. I dare you. Like,
so we killed
that?
Well, you guys killed him.
Did he say that?
No, he said, I know you're all going to kill me, so I'm not going to give a defense. It wasn't cocky.
No, he said something earlier that was cocky.
He was defeated.
He said, I'm down, and if you lynch me, then you're not going to reduce kill power. That's what
he said.
That was pretty much, at least along the lines of it.
Yeah, that's
Can we hear from Alan?
No.
He's confirmed town, and we haven't heard anything.
I don't have to say anything to you.
Ticking down for something.
I mean, yeah.
Alan, that's not very helpful for town.
Okay, wait,
Alan,
one
who would
thing.
you vote off right now?
Same circle as you, except I also kill Robbie.
Ghost Claw? Okay.
Yeah, the only reason Alan has to contribute is if I guess he has something different from Mango, I suppose. So
Yeah.
But
what? You can't do anything. Stop trying. Stop trying.
I mean,
Okay.
Eric, go.
Okay. I'm starting to feel a little bit more town on Phil. I think Ryazil is the one I want to kill tonight or today.
Really? I wanna kill Neil.
You want to kill me?
I can
Really?
Get, I can
I've been
get
wondering.
behind killing Neil.
There's been a bunch of people that have been kind of going
Mango,
against
I'm
me.
really sure about Ryazil right now.
Yeah,
Really?
Ryazil is my number one. Well, Ryazil's one of my number ones, but I want to know why this anti-Neil stuff has been coming on. Like Cameron started a little bit, and then Mango hopped on. I think it was Eric as well. I don't remember who else it was.
I've always been suspicious of you, Neil.
Yeah, but
Since
is
the
this
beginning.
more than your normal suspicion, or is this like actually, wow, I think Neil's Mafia suspicion?
Well, it's just really odd that, like, when I named my Mafia circle, like, it seemed like you didn't agree with any of them.
My Mafia, I mean, I gave my Mafia circle earlier. It's Ryan, Cameron, Store, and now Ghost Claw as well. Well, Ghost Claw's always kind of in it, and that he hasn't been able to do
So
anything
basically,
So you're
the
saying we haven't
only
killed
one
any
in
Mafia?
common
Which
is
Ryan?
Ryan.
Which
I'm sorry, I
Ryan?
can't hear
Which
you guys.
Ryan? Which Ryan?
The Ryan with the bear on his
Ryazilla.
head. The other guy's Rybo.
Yeah.
So basically, Ryuzilla is the only one in common, and everyone else is not. So, and like when I was pressuring Phil, you were like, "Well, I don't understand why." Like you like deflected off of Phil.
No,
It's just the feeling that I got.
I was actually, maybe you didn't hear me, but at one point in there I said, can you tell me why you think Phil is scummy? Because I didn't say scummy, but I said, can you tell me why Phil? Because I don't feel Phil at all. Like you said, Rybo, you know what? I could kind of see Rybo. I'm not on the Rybo, kill him wagon, but I could be convinced because Rybo is kind of iffy for me. But Phil is pretty fucking clean to me. I don't understand why you would want to kill Phil.
He hasn't added anything. The only thing he has added is to call out people who actually are adding to the game.
Yeah, but
and
that applies to so many people here. Like, I think that's such a weak attack.
Yeah, but for him in particular, like, he literally has just sat there. Like, he and Ryan have just sat there. And, like,
Wait,
I
so
know I've been sitting here too, but I feel
Well, I
like
mean,
I'm still
if you want to attack Phil, I think the biggest thing against Phil is just he's so against the grain of what Mango's thinking.
Actually, what I really want to be talking about right now is Mango was saying I'm Mafia, or Mafia-ish, and he wanted to kill me, and I wanted to figure out why. And if his thing is that I didn't think Phil was Mafia, or that I deflected off Phil, my point was that I wasn't deflecting off Phil. I wanted to hear more about it. But currently, I want to know why you think I'm Mafia, Mango, because I feel I have been fairly towny here, and not
I
Mafia
felt
at
you've
all.
been Mafia for a while too.
Thank you.
I actually
And
have
even
a-
so earlier.
I have somewhat of a reason, if I may vocalize it.
I was kind of
So-
hoping to hear
Go ahead,
from
Trump.
Mango, but we can hear from Trump.
I don't know, maybe Mango can't vocalize. So here's why I think that you have a bit of a Mafia quality to you. On day one, and this is still going off to the last day, you clearly took very active notes, and at one point you listed off everything that has happened. The problem with that is that you didn't really come up with any conclusion. So I felt like you were just some sort of secretary and just taking notes for the sake of taking notes, as opposed to coming up with a conclusion from a town point of view. And that's why I think you're Mafia. You're not my number one, but you're on the list.
See, because I feel that would be misguided. I was actually pushing on Cameron fairly bit, and then early on, day
Okay,
one, I said,
so
hold on, early
that
on day one, I
actually
said
made me-
Ryan was fairly scummy. There was something I said, I don't remember, I didn't write down what I said, but I said something early on that Ryan was like, hey, this seems really weird about Ryan. And I pointed out one or two other things, but I don't feel like I've been, I don't know. And I've used my notes as a secretary when it's been asked, like when Kiwi said, hey, who voted here? I secretaried up because someone needed to, because no one else could get it done. And I don't think I should be held accountable for, or I don't think it should be held against me that I answered people's questions without adding my own information.
So it's a couple things. One is that you're kind of fixated on Cameron. I don't know why. It just seemed like you were going for an easy target in round one. And then you brought it back to Cameron this round for almost no reason that I could tell.
Well, my thing for Cameron in the beginning was I just wanted to hear him talk, and then when people deflected off of Cameron, I was suspicious on them, which was Kiwi and Ryan. Kiwi later made my town list instead of my shit list. But the Cameron talk was mostly him as the subject, or he was the medium for where I was going after Ryan and Kiwi. I never actually thought Cameron was Mafia. I wanted to hear him talk, which is why I was pushing him to talk. Earlier this round, he did do something that I felt was a little bit Mafia-like, and I flagged it as such, and I left it on. I was like, hey, this is a small flag. I don't want to,
What was that?
It was the whole Rybo formaled and you formaled Storzerg, and then you defended Storzerg, or attacked Rybo in defense of Storzerg. So, if that is... I don't know. Sorry. Don't let me ramble. Continue.
All right.
Hey guys, just a PSA while he gathers his thoughts. Once again, Ghost Claw slipped back into not talking at all. Just making sure that we don't forget about him.
Yeah. Are we on the formal or not?
We're not on a formal.
Not, right?
Mango, you gotta lead us, man. You know, you and Alan are obviously the biggest.
Mango, I want to kill Ryzilla, but I will support Neil or Rybo as well.
I'm going to.
I'm not good
You
on
know what? I want to see what he does under pressure.
So it's
Formal
between
Rybo.
It's between Ryzella and Rybo right now for me.
Formal Ryan.
Alright, I formal Ryzella.
Second.
Okay. Okay. So, guys, here is my formal defense. Follow Mango to victory. Mango, I think, is on the right track for the most part here during this game. If it gets too late game, I think that Drazik is very town. He's one of those people that's not going to be confirmed at all during the game, but I think if you get towards the end, believe Drazik. I really think that Drazik is for body language reads, things like that, Drazik is #1 for me in terms of town. I think Storzerg and Trump are on the right track. I like what they're doing. For now, I trust them. If my paranoid radar is going off, of the people who many people are saying is town, my paranoid radar would be going off on Eric. And Eric, I'm not calling you Mafia. I'm just saying if it gets down to that, you're who my paranoid radar goes off on. Right now, the person that I think is probably... Well, I think that there is one Mafia between either Neil or Phil. I'm leaning it towards being Phil. That being said, I think on the first night, we got at least... one Mafia, probably just one Mafia. And I think that the other 3 remaining are possibly Phil, maybe Rybo, and for the third, one between Ghost Claw and Cameron, something like that.
So just the fact that he's suspicious of me makes me less sure, but this could just be a play.
I have a question. Why was, maybe the way you do your defenses has changed since I last played, but why was your defense a death note and not like a defense?
My defense...
It almost seemed like a defense tailored to, well, at least to me, it seemed like a very well-crafted defense to
So, to be honest, I feel like I'm going to be lynched. And if I'm crafting my death note towards I'm setting up Drazik, a lot of you guys also think Drazik is town. So if by some sort of reverse psychology I'm setting up Drazik, and then it just doesn't make sense to me. This is a legitimate town who thinks they're about to get lynched, and this I'm giving my reads that I think will be letting the town have the best chance of victory if I die.
So my question is, why was your response to that supporting the reads in your death note and not the fact that you had a death note and not a defense? You just think you're going to die and you should just kind of leave with these thoughts? You don't want to
No, so I think that it reads towny to give your reads on people.
Right. No,
and
I
also think that if I die and then people later discern that I was town, then they can go back and look at those reads and it helps the town in the future.
I really like your defense, but that just makes me suspicious at the same time.
I hear you. I play a lot of Mafia games, and my defenses are usually good.
Mango, I've seen the same
town.
defense before. He was Mafia.
Trump?
He was?
Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say that I really like the defense, and I would rather we lynch someone else.
Yeah. I was almost going to rescind and go on Rybo, but I don't know. Now that Alan is saying that
we could hedge our bet.
I'm just saying I've seen it once. That doesn't...
I'd go on Rybo.
No. Hey, hang on, guys. We could hedge our bet by going after one of the people that he said was Mafia, but not the one he'd go for this round, which is Neil.
Ryan, who's Mafia?
No, I said one between Neil and Phil. So one of those two guys would be my first.
Yeah, but I don't exactly trust you, so I would go for the one that
I
you
understand.
didn't
So
want to go for.
I'm walking this through for you. So the
He's
first
saying 'cause
person
you're
I said
leaning
was
towards-
one of Neil or Phil. Now after that, the people I said after that would be Rybo and then one of Ghost Claw and Cameron.
Talking about who we're going to go after next is sort of off the formal thing, so it's up to Mango to rescind or decide where we're going from here. Or Alan, I guess, but Mango in general was one of the formal.
I'm gonna rescind.
Okay, now that you've done that, if anything gets put on Rybo, it's gonna go through like regardless.
I would like to say something.
We need to be sure.
I thought Ryan Rosilla had a very, very good defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really don't know where I sit.
But he's capable of doing that as Mafia. That's what gets
Absolutely. Right, absolutely.
My
But
problem-
there's three other Mafia probably. So
The thing is, the
I
way
don't
that
like
I
how
play,
you guys just cleared him, but at the same time, like
the way that I play,
Well,
I'm one of the
good.
least lynched people on this show, and so I understand completely your reluctance to accept my defense. But at the same time, it makes me feel good.
Okay, wait. Here's one thing I want to see. Right? Okay, I want to see. I'm going to be really slow with this. I was trying to work out like some kind of circle on who Ryan was voting for and who other people were voting for, but he also named a Mafia circle, and they didn't vote the same way. But
So I can tell you how I voted. I did not vote for Elo. I did vote for Carlton. And do you want to know who also voted the same way I did?
I did.
Yes.
So I named Rybo, and neither of us voted for Elo. I named Neil. Neither of us voted for Elo. I named Phil. Neither of us voted for Elo. And my paranoid vote was Eric. Neither of us voted for Elo.
So like you named all the people who had like the same like similar voting patterns.
Same alignment on the vote.
Yeah.
And I'm suspicious of all of them.
And the thing is, like,
Mango.
Yeah.
Why did you accuse MLG Ryan? Tell me why. Tell me why. What was your accusation?
I didn't really have one. It's just it's through elimination, right? I have a really strong town circle, right? So remaining people, out of the 5 remaining
About
people,
the fact that he
I
hasn't
focus on.
contributed to the town. He's been taking notes and or only saying like information. He's never like
I
giving
mean-
his own opinion.
So Phil, I bring this up about Ryan like every single. That's why I pressure him every single game. So I mean, you're.
Hey, I don't mean
speaking
to
the choir
disagree
right
with the
here.
group again, but I would vote MLG Ryan. Like, I don't think you should have received that.
Why do you think I voted? Why I called it formal? But his defense was really good.
And
But I don't think his defense justified that he hasn't done anything this game.
So I want to explain one other thing, and this probably is tipping my hand, and it makes me look like a shitty person. But the way that I play this game, I don't get lynched often, and I don't get shot by Mafia often, because when I hate to die. Like, I hate dying in this game. And if I play in a way that makes me look a little bit suspicious, but in the end I help town, Mafia loves to keep me alive, and it stops me from dying.
He also does exactly the same fucking thing as Mafia.
Like the reason why
that's
I'm
his
so
play.
hesitant
That's
on
why
this
he's
vote
tough.
is because I legitimately think this reduces kill power. So I just want to make sure,
Yeah.
Because we only have one vote.
It's tough because he
I
plays
really
the
think it's
same way
Rybo.
as
I mean, it could be
Town.
Ryan and Rybo.
Can we go through Rybo?
I think Neil.
I think Neil too.
Yeah, I just want to make one note of something that happened during Ryan's defense. He said that he would want to go. He's between me and Phil, but he's leaning towards Phil. And then Eric said that he would rather they should go for me because he doesn't trust Ryan. So therefore, Phil, then if he's going to choose one of the two people that Ryan wants to kill, he should go after me. I felt that Eric was making a really weird connection where it's like, oh, I don't trust Ryan. So the one person, like, if Ryan wants to kill two people, I'm going to go with the one he's less sure about. Like, if you don't trust Ryan,
No, okay, let me
don't go
understand.
with either of those people.
Exactly what you said. So here's what Go ahead, Mod.
I just need to interject really quickly. Drazik just left. He talked to me. Something came up and he really needed to go. So.
Okay.
Anyway, he's not back.
Ryan, did you threaten him, Ryan?
Yeah, he's not coming back.
Let me explain what Eric is talking about. So when I'm Mafia, sometimes what I'll do is I'll say, here's the people I think are Mafia, and then I'll name a town, and then I'll name a Mafia after that. And what he's saying is, let's skip over that first guy who might be town, and let's go to the second guy who, in my patterns as Mafia, is usually the Mafia.
So basically, what he wants to do is say somebody's town, or he's going to say two people are Mafia, but I want to vote for this guy first, and then hope that next round we'll forget about the other one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I got it.
Standard
Okay.
Ryan play.
So he's skipping over the first one, and he's going to the second read.
I'm going to erase Eric and Phil from my Mafia list now.
I want to say one thing about Rybo because it seems the conversation is shifting to him. After everyone was kind of on top of him and criticizing him, he seems kind of angry and resigned from the game, emotionally resigned from the game. He's not speaking up anymore. He seems genuinely frustrated, and the fact that I was the only one coming to his aid, I understand I was in a lot of people's Mafia circle at the start of the day, but no one else came to kind of support him. And that usually for me has a red flag of why is this person being singled out by a lot of people?
I'll tell you why I'm so frustrated, because when I'm Mafia and when I'm town, or either one, right? I usually put off a very strong vibe, and Eric usually catches it right away. And this game I'm town, and I'm apparently not playing very town, and it makes me frustrated because I usually put off an extremely strong town vibe. And it just frustrates me that you guys are not seeing it, and I don't know what I could have done differently other than the fact that I've tried to point out a few things. There's not much to point out when Mango and Alan are cleared town, right? And then they're leading the town in the right direction, in my opinion. The people that they have suspicious of, I'm also suspicious of. So that's why I'm frustrated, is the fact that I usually play a very
suspicious of
strong
me, right?
town.
Who would you want to kill right now, right? Because I don't have you as a strong Mafia anymore. Who would you want to kill?
Well, I'm kind of on the same path with Phil. I like Bob, and the reason why is because one of the votes, he also pushed a few people, and ever since we kind of called him out, he hasn't really pushed towards anybody else this round. I don't understand why all the pressure day one, and then he's able to just sit back on day two, other than pressure Phil, who I actually agree with. So I don't want people to just clear Bob and say that he's town just because Mango says that. I know Mango's clear town, but I don't think that Mango knows all, right?
So Rybo, you think that I think Phil's Mafia?
No, but you pressured Phil.
Okay.
When he was giving his defense, and then as soon as I came out, you're like, oh, well, nobody's gonna listen to you, and because everybody thinks I'm Mafia. That's what frustrates me, is the fact that you're so strong on me to be
It's not
Mafia.
what I meant when I said it. I was more implying I don't want to listen to you, and that's.
He was just being a stereotypical dick.
No.
I was trying to have a conversation with Phil.
It has nothing to do with Bob. This whole conversation I'm having with you guys has nothing to do with Bob. It's more the fact that I usually play a very strong town read when I'm town, and it frustrates me this game that I'm not giving that to especially Eric and Mango. When I'm town, they're 100% know that I'm town, which that's why I'm just frustrated right now.
Welcome to every game of Mafia I play.
I want to point out before before too much time passes. I know I've been harping on this a lot now, but one of the only things Ghostclaw has said this round was "Let's kill Rybo." He looked really mad when people were going on Ryazilla. He looked exasperated, and then when the moment people stopped going on Ryazilla, he was like, "Yeah, I'll kill Rybo."
Yeah, he also said kill Neil as well.
Who's this?
And Ghostclaw. And
he hasn't given any strong thing other than the scummy. He's
been silent the entire round except for a couple things where he said, which have been obvious. Everything he said has been procedural or obvious. And then
Alan, you have something on your overlay.
And then he jumps on the kill Rybo bandwagon, and which is a really easy bandwagon to jump on. And I feel like we continuously get on these back and forth with the same people. And we let people like Ghostclaw just make it to Lilo.
So we have let's do this. We have what?
But I'm not saying don't go on Storzord, by the way. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I think we're in the right direction. I wonder if we should have the Vigi come out if they're one of the suspicious people and shoot one of the other ones.
I agree with that. I was just about to recommend like a role claim like that.
Because we're at a good turning point here. We might be able to reduce kill power if we can knock out 2 of them.
So let's first would go through if we lynched one of the Mafia and there were 3 left. The kill power still goes through.
Right.
No, but I'm saying like
we have to lynch
in future rounds. Like
okay, oh gotcha. Okay, for the next
So
day.
I think if we were to do this, we should list the people who are in the suspicious category, so that way the Vigi doesn't think that they're suspicious.
So for me, I would be okay with the following people coming out if they were Vigi. Ryuzilla, Phil.
Wait. Are we doing it? Who should come out as Vigi?
If you're Vigi, they're saying if you're Vigi,
not who should come out as Vigi.
Listen, here's what he's saying. He's
Why
saying
does Vigi need to come out?
to try to get a good kill this round.
We're
because
trying to narrow down the pool.
I thought we were saying who was suspicious, not who should come out as Vigi.
Well, we're saying
that's the same
Vigi
circle.
is one of the suspicious
Same thing,
people for them to come out.
I feel like there's a difference. Like if you're like.
In this context, he's
you're-
saying that if
Just
you're
let it go.
suspicious and we're harping on you, if you're Vigi, come out so we can remove a focus on you.
Right.
Trump.
And we can kind of confirm them because we can have them shoot someone specific, right?
Well, not specific, but we'll give them a list of people to shoot from, or they can figure out.
So
themselves,
here are
right?
the people that I would be okay coming out as Vigi because I think they're suspicious in one way or another. Okay, like, i.e., they're not in my town circle. So Ryuzilla, Phil, Neil, MLG Rob,
Ghost Claw,
Cameron, Ghost Claw, and Rybo.
I'm fine with that list.
That's like most of the
Who's in
people.
your town circle, if that's your Mafia?
My
suspicious?
town circle is
Everyone.
Alan, Kayla, Eric, Kiwi, and Storage.
No, I totally agree with this play.
So I want to say that I am not Vigi, but if you are Vigi and you're shooting somebody in the circle, please do not make it me. I do not want to die by a vigilante.
I will
It's happened to me last time. I am town.
You better have a big ass gun if you're gonna shoot a bear.
That's right.
Right.
Hey, Trump.
Hit me with the tank tranquilizer.
Hey, President Trump, what do you want, man? Notice you be having your hand up.
Well, I was thinking that there's actually no reason for the Vig to come out unless they are actually lynched. I mean, unless we formal them and then their defense would be, I'm the vigilante. I don't see any
Well, can we have the
benefit.
Vigi shoot one of those people tonight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
We can do
why
that.
don't they just shoot in the night?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, they will. They don't have to come out.
I mean, am I missing something? Because that's a very real situation that
Yeah, I
I'm
don't-
missing something.
No,
I
there's
don't
no
think-
reason for the Vigi to come out right now.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I like that play actually, but I mean,
Let the Vigi come out in their
nice to
defense,
know
but
that
there's
Vigi
no
coming
reason
out
to
now.
expose them.
Okay, wait, Mango. Who do you have in your town circle? That was a lot of Mafia, and I'm just trying to count. Bob, Eric.
so my town circle is Alan, Kayla, Eric, Storzerg, Kiwi, Trump. That's it.
So that's 7, including yourself, correct?
1, 2, 3.
And CNF, because CNF is pro town.
So
Yeah,
if,
that's never town.
so check this out. So if the Vigi makes 8 confirmed for you, if they're not within that area, they're not within the people, you have
Right.
a pretty good chance to lynch a Mafia.
I
That's what I'm
still think we
saying.
should kill Neil.
We have a pretty good chance to
So-
lynch a Mafia and then also shoot a Mafia.
Exactly.
So-
That's why I wanted the Vigi
No,
to
it
come.
makes sense, guys.
We have to reduce
I
it.
don't see, I don't see
Kayla.
why.
But there's other reason. There's at least another reason in my mind, which is nice. The later the game goes on, it greater chance Vigi dies at night, doesn't use shot, or allows a fake claim to happen.
And
Especially
he knows
when,
a thing or two about fake claims, so you can trust him.
So my
But-
point is, I
but,
feel like this Vigi
But
talk
Bob,
is
obviously,
done.
you want the Vigi to come
We're
out.
all agreed, right?
Can Alan or Mango move
You'll
forward
agree.
to try to pressure someone because I think we're all. Sorry, Kiwi, we're not in the same.
I disagree with
We
you.
not? Okay. Oh,
I think the Vigi should come out, but whatever.
like Vigi coming out now and then using shot like
I think we can at least move forward. to a
Vigi shot doesn't go. Vigi
been
shot doesn't
52
go through
minutes
if Mafia.
of this day.
If Mafia
Yeah,
kills
it's been
Vigi,
a
right?
really long
Yes, it
day.
does.
no
It
Vigi
does
shot
go
always
It does
goes
go
through.
Okay, it does go through. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so like that's
okay,
the other
wait.
reason. Like if Vigi claims, right, and says they're gonna shoot tonight, like it doesn't really matter if Mafia kills him or not, right? Like the shot's gonna go through.
Okay.
Alan, your clock is
Okay.
20 minutes behind.
Okay. Mango, was that your point? The same point that Storm made?
No, we didn't have the same point. I had a different
No.
point, but it's like I
Actually,
agree with Mango's point as well, though.
Because
Changed my mind. I
Mango
think they should
disagreed
come
with
out.
me. I trust Mango. I was just because Store, your point made sense. I didn't think of that. I was just wondering if that was the
Trump,
same point.
you were saying?
I want to save time.
Okay.
I also agree. I do think that Vid should come out now. Like, yeah, that's sound logic.
All right,
Okay,
well,
guys. Okay,
it's
I'm
up to
Vigi.
odds.
I'm Vigi, and if you guys don't fucking kill Ghost Cloud right now, I'm killing. Or today, I'm killing him tonight.
This is wonderful.
I like this. I like this.
You 100% down. It's such a terrible video shot. I'm 100% down.
We trade Cameron for Robbie. That's fine. I'm fine. This is like
I'm
the
so
best case
happy I
scenario.
didn't have to
It
fake
is like a
claim
mistake. It is like
to
a
force
mistake.
it out.
First of all,
It is like
I
a
want to
mistake.
Time that
actually do
happened, it
something.
got me shot.
Now,
Trump.
I formal Ghost Claw. I understand that I'm just formaling Ghost Claw. Does anyone want a second?
Is it to listen to me, or is this for me to? I mean,
I feel like you should have a defense before you get shot.
I will
if you-
second Trump.
Okay.
I already
Sure.
seconded.
sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, that should go through. I mean, I did talk a little bit about Store, Neil, and Ryan, and I want to talk about Cam, but because he was playing differently, but obviously he's Vigi. I think that Ribo's look in my mind is number one Mafia. Ryan, I thought was Mafia, but then he gave a really, really good defense. And I think that was enough to give him the stay for today, although I probably would have voted for him tomorrow. Phil keeps accusing me, and I do feel like that's because he has never seen me play as Town. So I think that he's off base because I know I'm 100% Town, and I think that Phil or Neil are pretty concerning.
So I would like to say that if people think he's Mafia, that it might be best to kill him now to potentially reduce kill power.
Honestly,
I'd rather
Neil.
I don't like
rather-
killing him. I would rather kill Neil too. But
No, for the
I would like for Cameron to shoot him.
yeah, for the game,
Yeah,
if
no, it
Cameron
makes
shoot
more
me and then
sense for
Cameron
That
dies.
would bring me the most joy.
Like
in
if
this
you
game.
remove both me and Cameron out of the
Yeah,
game,
but if
I think
he's
it helps
Town, the
Town
Mafia
most.
could just kill him.
See, Ghost,
then-
you say that
Vigi
shit,
shot.
but I have been talking, and you have said nothing. Like
No,
you're
I've
saying
talked
right
about
now
all
that
these. I've talked
No,
about
you
all these
said,
people
like-
before.
you said like four things.
Cameron,
Yeah.
can you entertain the possibility of possibly shooting somebody else? Because
Oh,
when
yeah.
you come out,
I can. I'm just saying.
let me just tell you tactically why. Because when you come out and say I'm going to shoot Ghost Claw, you put us in a position where we either have to lynch him,
No,
or if he's Town, then Mafia could just kill him when we lose a Vigi shot.
Okay.
Who cares?
I came out and said it
I
that
also
way
care
because
if that happens.
Why
I
not?
came out
That's
and
one-
also
that's
fine with
one
that.
less person that we kill from the suspicious list.
I'm
I
okay
also-
with.
I
No,
came
that
out.
makes sense.
I'm fine with that play. I'm fine with that play.
I have spent like the past day trying to get people to actually put pressure on Ghost Claw, and every time we're just like, hey, Ghost Claw, talk, and then we go back to bitching about like, oh, Store and Phil and all this stuff, and I felt like.
Well, let's just kill someone and move on, Mango. This is.
All right, so it's,
You know what I'm
we're
saying?
rescinding,
Cameron,
right?
You might want to like think.
I mean, yeah,
about-
they're still formal on me. So
Yeah, are you rescinding
Well,
or what?
like me saying that I'm going to shoot him doesn't necessarily mean that I would have shot him tonight, but it makes us talk
Trump,
about
are you going to rescind?
All right, fine, fair enough.
Ghost Claw, are you done talking, or would you like to talk some more?
I mean, we've talked before about how I've been going hard on Ribo, and I still think that he's like top of my Mafia list.
You said I'll kill Ribo.
Yeah, because
But
he's
that's
top of
all
my
you
Mafia
said.
list.
That's all you said. You didn't go hard on him. You agreed with other people.
And
you said, "I'd kill
bandwagoning
Ribo."
up
Okay, well
everybody.
now I'm bringing it up again, and I'm saying that we should kill Ribo
Why?
because he reads Mafia to me.
Is there any
Why?
reason for that?
Why does he read
I
Mafia
feel
to
like
me?
Ghost Claw's Town, but that's just me. I don't know.
I mean, I think that I actually, and I voted this way too. I actually thought that Ribo accusing Carlton and Carlton's defense was super shitty. But I thought that Ribo was Mafia back then, and so I was one of the 3 people that didn't vote for him either. So my vote patterns match up to what I'm saying. I think that he's super Mafia.
Okay, I rescind my formal.
All right, let's kill
I
somebody,
follow
Mango.
Neil.
Okay, I second it.
Fucking finally.
All right. There's been a lot of talk about
God.
trying to formal me for a while now, and I think last time when it came up, when Mango was saying I think Neil's Mafia, I tried to address it, and I thought I did a fairly good job of addressing your concerns. but apparently some people are still unconvinced, and I don't think that there is anything I can actually say to convince the people who want me dead. I think the people who want me dead are set in stone on it. And well, maybe not everyone, but at least Kayla is set in stone on killing me, regardless of what I say.
I want to hear your defense.
This is my defense. So I'm gonna do the best I can to be as pro-town as possible in my defense.
Heyo.
Sorry. Ghost Claw's defense was interesting. Normally, Ghost Claw has some strong tells, which he didn't really give off. There were a few, but not a lot. Just before we formaled me, I was pretty hard on Ghost Claw, and then just during his defense and after his defense, I feel he's less Mafia now. I think that Ryan is still the better pick than Ghost Claw. That has not changed. I still don't know why people are going against Rybo. I kind of see it, but I just don't get the strong Mafia read from Rybo. I never really have, though. My town has not really changed. Erica's town, Kiwi's town, Day 1 town was... Kayla's less and less town to me every moment because she's so hard against killing me, and I don't understand why. I guess that's the best reads that I have at the moment. I don't
understand that. Like,
don't understand what?
When somebody comes after me, and I've been playing really shitty. I'm not saying you have, but you have.
I just say I have.
Like,
I'm a big boy.
I consider them more pro town for that. Like not like less town, right?
Because, like, honestly, in my opinion, you haven't really been adding much, and you've just been sitting back. Like, it's almost like you're not in the game. Like, I know I've been doing that too, but I feel like I've added more to it than you have.
I disagree on that. I feel like I've added more than you have, but...
The bits that you did add, we're trying to talk about, like, the voting stuff, and you were even off on that, so
I
that
wasn't
kind
off on
of...
any of the voting stuff. I was misunderstood, but I was not off.
You were misunderstanding what they wanted, I guess. And you said you were taking notes, but it didn't seem like they were very useful.
This is my first time taking notes, and I'm not trying to use notes as a defense. Notes as a defense is bullshit. But
you did earlier. You said you were you said you were doing something else that like I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's a moment where people kept leaving, and I had to keep fucking with the overlay, which sucks. But that's not a defense, and it took me out of the moment for 2 or 3 seconds. What the hell's?
It's just when you do give in your input, it doesn't seem like you're really giving an opinion on things. Like unless something's said against you, then you've given an opinion. But like.
I've spoken up about Eric. I've spoken up against Cameron and Ryan, and for a while I spoke up against Storzerg and Ghost Claw.
Maybe it's also like a lot of times I don't agree with what you say, but
yeah,
that's fine.
All right, I want to hear from Ryan.
So I actually want to hear Neil, as part of your defense. How do you feel on Phil? How do you feel about Phil?
Day 1, I thought Phil was super town. I was like, wow, Phil's like one of the strongest town here. Great, glad to have him on our side. When he is town, he's really useful to town. There was a lot of attention against him, being like, oh my god, Phil's the worst. We should kill Phil. And I didn't understand it, and I still don't really understand it. I started to understand it for a little bit when Eric did his thing, where he said, "Oh, let's kill Neil because Ryan says let's kill Phil." But then you cleared that up, and I still don't really. I don't feel Phil as Mafia, but like I can't. I try and get a read on this guy, and I can't. He keeps seeming so. I don't know. So normal. I just can't. I don't feel anything that he's done has been Mafia, no matter how I look at it. And that's why I asked Mango. I tried to ask Mango at one point to tell me about it, and then he didn't. It just got glazed over and moved on. And I still don't understand why everyone feels the same way about Rybo.
I did.
Well, it's the process of elimination thing,
yeah,
right?
You spawned it a little bit, but it never really got anywhere.
Well, I mean, I disagree with his reads. I mean, he thought Storzerg, or still thinks Storzerg is Mafia. I disagree with that. Yeah, I mean, those are his main things. Like his circle of like who he thought was Mafia was totally not in line with me. Just seemed a little weird.
Yeah, but
I mean, just because it's not in line doesn't mean like I'm off base.
See,
or that I'm
that's the sort of thing.
Mafia.
Like people disagree about reads all the time, and I think
Or that
when
I'm trying to mislead
when
the
people
town.
say like, these are my reads. Those are your reads. Wow, we disagree. I think that we must be enemies. That's not a good place to
Here's
go.
a good the best question for Neil, I think, is Neil, who do you think is, if you die tonight, who would you prefer lead the town, Phil or Mango?
Mango, because Mango's confirmed town.
I know that, but what I'm saying is based on their reads.
Phil, give me your reads again.
Well, my reads have changed. At the beginning of the day, I said that the group.
Well, I don't care about that. Give me your reads for now.
For now, I'm on board with Mango. I want to kill you, MLG Ryan, Rob, and Rybo.
There you go, Brian. Their reads are identical now.
Brian?
Yeah, Brian was the one who asked the question.
I thought I called him Brian.
No.
I thought so too.
So
But I mean,
you're off of Storzerg now, Phil?
Not 100%.
Okay.
I'm fine with Trump.
So Neil.
We're still in Neil's defense.
This is one of those moments where we might be able to reduce kill power. I am town. Killing me will not reduce kill power.
Cameron's claim kind of made my claim go down a little, so.
Ryuzilla is my #1 Mafia read still. Even after his defense, I still feel Ryan. Trump has kind of been hopping on and off my radar for a while now.
What do you think about Storzerg?
Nothing.
Did you change your mind because you thought he was Mafia before?
Yeah, but my connection to him as Mafia was mostly stemming from Cameron's interaction with him and a couple other things he said. But the other things he said are minor at this point, and Cameron is now Vigi, so I was wrong about the interaction between Cameron and Storzerg.
So here's how it is, Mango. Basically, Rybo and Neil are kind of agreeing with my earlier reads about Trump and Store to an effect. So either
I'm not reading anything about your reads on Store. My Store is nothing. It's like I just when you said how do you feel Store, I said I feel nothing. Don't put words in my mouth.
Let me finish the thought.
Okay.
So either I'm completely wrong and they're all Mafia and they're jumping on that because that's like the way to victory for them, or
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Or
if I was
I'm actually
Mafia, I would be more. If I was Mafia, I would be trying to push a little bit harder on people.
Same.
So,
if I was Mafia, I would have voted for Elohim. I certainly did.
So wait, let's say Phil's. So I want to discuss Phil's thing in relation to Neil right now. So if, assuming Phil is town, and he had Storzerg and Trump as possible Mafia before, and Rybo and Neil were kind of on that bandwagon as well. Neil has since jumped off that. I don't know when he did jump off it. Until he just.
He jumped off when Cameron came out as Vig because.
Well, the difference is that everyone else is like Store and Trump confirmed town.
No, I'm still not confirmed on
my
Store.
story was never very strong. I don't know why people are saying like I was against Store. It was minor. It was very minor.
And I've never said one thing about Trump. Because I don't know what the take is, Prism like.
So, as I said about Trump was, I'm hopping on.
Yeah.
So,
Let's let Mango finish. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mango.
I mean, what's more likely that Neil and Rybo are Mafia, or that their town were totally wrong? And I mean, that means that Store and Trump could be Mafia. I don't know.
I mean, there's quite a few people here that are still possibly Mafia.
Whoa, Mango.
A lot of people have put Kayla on their town list, and I think that's possibly a mistake. I don't know why people are so gung-ho about Kayla being town. Raw is...
Can we just vote?
Can we just vote? Kayla is
all right,
hold on. I also... So, I guess this... I don't understand why people aren't taking a closer look at Kayla or Rob. But
really
I think we can
I'm
vote... I don't think you're Mafia, but I would like to take a closer look at you because you've been completely glossed over the entire game. No one's once said anything about you.
All right.
Okay.
Let's
Let's vote because
do we?
You guys want to vote or do you want me to rescind?
Vote.
No, go to your vote. Vote with your mind.
Definitely vote.
But this is
vote how you feel. That's all I'm gonna say.
A very poor choice.
For Neil, right? All right. In that case, we're going to go to the vote. All in favor of killing Neil in 3, 2, 1. Raise your hand. That is a lot of people. And Neil has been slain. All right, guys. Sleepy.
Running ads on.
Jesus, guys. This shit took forever. played a game of League and then hung out with my roommates for a while.
I played Earthshaker. Earthshaker for life.
Mario 64. Played it, beat it.
Since this is Halloween, I think the dead can come back to life.
Yo, I put my shirt back on. This is bullshit. Yeah, I had no choice. That's how long that fucking took.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I like if Carlton's defense was he just stood there like that, says nothing, and then slams his head against the webcam.
I wonder if that's a screenshot or if he's really staying in character that long.